welcome or welcome back to Not Made. I'm Rachel, the creator of Not Made and a bunch of random crochet plushies and other crochet items. So today is day 6 of the Advent calendar by All From Jade, and today's pattern is by Wonder Crochet, and it's going to be kind of a longer project, and I was warned ahead of time of this, so let's go ahead and jump into it without any further ado. So that was the pattern called the Christmas tree pillow, or Christmas tree pillow, and I made our little Christmas tree. This is more like a Christmas tree plush because I did not have the size 7 yarn, and also it's not in Christmas tree colors, as you can clearly see. Now this was the first pattern for the Advent calendar that I was not able to complete on the day, mostly because I had other obligations that day. In my big girl life, I am a piano teacher, and we had a recital that day for my students, Christmas winter concert, and so that was a lot of fun, but it also requires preparation and some work. So I did not have time to get all of it done, completed it in one day. So technically today is the 7th day, but we'll get to that video later. Right now we're just going to talk about this one. So I was originally going to do it in a green that you can see right there, but that is the green I used for the pickle, and I actually wanted to create a few more pickles for my upcoming market this next weekend with that All From Jade pattern. So I didn't want to use up all of the green, and that's really the only Christmas tree green that I have that would have worked for this pattern. Now I didn't have the correct size, I didn't have the size 7, and I didn't want to go out and buy more yarn for this, so despite what I said yesterday about blanket yarn, I went ahead and used blanket yarn that I have in my stash. We have a little pink Christmas tree, and it came to me because I was looking through Pinterest, or no, it was Instagram, the gram, and I saw somebody do one of the Christmas tree popping Christmas trees, I think by Cable and Canvas, and they had done it in some pastels. They had a pink and they had a blue, I want to say, and I just thought it looked so kind of cute and you know, different. So I thought I would go with a Christmas tree that was pink. So I had this pink and blanket yarn, and yes, my hands did suffer from it. I don't know what it is about the blanket yarn. It's just rough on my hands. So it's probably good that this took me a little bit longer to do, and I was able to take some breaks for other stuff. So the pink is burnout blanket. The legs I did in Big Twist plush, which is kind of like the Joanne version of burnout blanket, basically. It might be a little bit softer, but I added a couple extra rows than was called for in the pattern to the legs because I kind of really wanted them to be kind of floppy, and then it could sit with its little feet out. And then I went ahead and used the Juicy Couture, I don't know if you can see the sparkles in the red yarn, for the garland. So also I like these eyes, the sparkle eyes. So anyway, that was this one. Would I make this pattern again? Probably not. I found a couple spots in the pattern writing to be difficult to understand. There were a couple of times where it said something to the effect of remove the last 4 stitches or remove the last 5 stitches, and I didn't understand that phrasing. I don't know what that means, if that's just a style of pattern writing that I haven't come across, but I've never seen that written like that before. I did do a quick Google search, and the best I could come up with was a decrease. I was like, how do you decrease 5 stitches? That doesn't make sense. So anyway, what I ended up doing, it happened at the beginning of the next segment. So you do the little, you know, top triangle part, and then when you go to start the next section, it would say, you know, remove 4 stitches, and I wasn't getting that. But then when I went to kind of figure out where the triangle piece would line up, I had to move the stitch, my first stitch over. So that was my closest guess to what that meant. So I moved my first stitch over 4 stitches, and then I moved it over 5 stitches to begin the next round so that these triangle bits would line up. So that was the first on that. Again, this is very cute. I am going to take it to my market and see if it sells. I think it's adorable, but I'm not, you know, keen on making this again, and I wouldn't make it as a pillow either because I'm not a huge home decor person to begin with. Unfortunately, it's just not in my wheelhouse. And you know, having something that's just so season specific as a pillow, I wouldn't want to have that because I just don't like storing stuff. So anyway, but this is adorable. It was a very cute, very fun pattern, and if that's something that you could do, or you know, this could even be if you use a smaller yarn, like if I use the Posh yarn, I feel like this would be an even, you know, obviously be a lot smaller of a plushie, and that could be another way of using this one. But for me, I definitely wouldn't do it in the blanket yarn again just because it hurts my hands. But yeah, the pattern was a little bit difficult to understand. So that's probably just on me coming across different phrases that I haven't done before. And that's why this challenge is good, because it's pushing me to read patterns in a different way, read patterns from different creators, and learn something new. So I don't know if I learned it correctly, but I did my best with what I could figure out, and I feel like I ended up with a plush that looked, you know, like it was supposed to. So I think that I was fine with whatever decision I made in that moment. Beyond that, that's pretty much all I have to say about that one. That was a fun little experiment in using the plush yarn again and reminding myself why it's not going to be not the plush yarn, the blanket yarn, well, the plush too, why I'm going to kind of phase out of using those yarns. They're just rough on my hands. So I don't want to have to create any more tension in my wrists and hands than I absolutely have to enjoy this hobby. So all right, well, we are going to wrap that up here, and I will see you again for day 7. Bye, guys.